Right, councillors, reconvening at 1:58. Returning to questions to Shane for 368. It's community engagement coordinator. Melinda. Councillor Rogers.
On adding to that, with the Jericho people going to Upper, just in case Muddaborough doesn't have, like, if we don't know what they're doing, but if they haven't got anything as well, should we offer the same to them? I don't, yeah.
No, apparently they were speaking with the PNC, and PNC don't do it, we'll just look at going to the hall again.
Yeah,
Just have
yeah, so
breakfast.
they'll be okay, yeah. And the other question I was going to ask Mr. Mayor was about the wrap for the street sweeper. Have we spoken about that?
No, we'll workshop that, and that'll be a decision next, like in the future. So Lily's just raised it like she has done in the past as things that she needs a decision raised about.
Yeah,
In her report, we'll pull that out. So happy to have a discussion about it.
The simple thing is the truck we're buying, they've offered to supply wrap for it with the design of our choice.
Has anyone got any thoughts what they'd like that design to look like?
Well, I'd like to know how much it costs first before we decide to wrap
It's
it.
free.
Free.
Oh, well, why is there 3 quotes here? They've got 3 quotes to do the wrap.
I think that's the design of it.
That's the design of
The
it.
truck
But we go with
offers-
community.
We'll double check that, but my recollection from when we awarded the tender awarded the tender, was it included we just had to design it.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, so it could be all the town's photos, it could be a dinosaur, it could be a bull.
So that there is a quote for just a design.
If we want someone to design it, we can do this.
Or we do it internally, whatever. We'll
New street sweeper.
fine, double check that, but I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
These
straight
businesses are wrap businesses, unique wraps, master wraps and credit designs. That's why I assumed it was a quote for the wrap.
we'll double check, I just
Check
check
it, but
it.
the truck,
Sorry.
someone will have to do it, but it's all paid for as part of the truck.
So there's a couple of fixtures you put on the truck. So rather than painting the actual truck itself, you put some fixtures on the truck to hold like a banner in place. And then you can change out that banner every 3 or 6 months if you want to. It's something different. So you have to, every time you want to change that banner, you've got to purchase the new banner effectively, whatever that is.
So you
Wrap, the original wrap is
the vendor
free.
was gonna
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's provided with the truck.
Right.
We'll come back with the quotes, but what Lily was looking at was going to the community to see, does kids want to design it, does council want to design it, do you want to have it? However, or just have like the original council decide.
Probably what would be good just to visualise too how big it is, so you know what type, like where on the truck it would go. I'm pretty sure I can see it, but just so that you can look at, it's the bowl, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, and you know,
The size of it.
the impact of it. To get whether you're getting any, you know, I've seen rubbish trucks that wrap quite often. I've never seen a street sweeper done that.
No,
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
the servicing all their towns, it'll be nice to have it.
I was wondering if we could get a breakdown of, well, we could easily get the information, but the Facebook followers, 65% women, 34% men, it also could be, because it also tells you where they are from.
It does, yes.
So how many are local and how many are from America? Or,
Just some stats of Facebook business.
Yeah, it's one
yeah, it
screenshot.
just
to be
tells you
helpful.
like where they're from. A lot of them could be possibly be travellers, like, you know, plane nomads.
Just on their general Facebook page, for specifics.
We only have
The
one.
next
there.
report, no?
Just the Sergeant Council one. Yeah.
Because it's grown that much, it'd be just interesting to see where the growth was.
I wonder how much that is. I wonder how much growth that is, though, because it doesn't say what it was.
Yeah. I think I looked at it not long ago and it was around 2,500, I thought,
Right.
so it could have been 3.
1,700.
Yeah.
Not quite double.
We definitely get some stories out there. So.
Further questions? Okay.
Oh, just one question. Are we having trouble with the Wiley Town cards not working?
Some of the old ones aren't working,
Yeah.
so we're just going to chase them up.
Are they just not working on some devices or are they not working at all?
Whether it's lock or it's the something like that. Well, and where the last night was saying.
To you, Mr. Mayor, I had someone from a local shop, works in one of the local shops, said someone went in to use their card in their business the other day, and I don't think it's in relation to the ones that were given to staff, and it didn't work, so I don't know if they're not being loaded properly, I'm not sure.
Pretty sure they need to be loaded. You have to ring Wiley Town and say you've received all your cards and now they have to be loaded.
It's like individual to.
No, they don't send them out fully loaded, they'll send them to the council unloaded. When you receive them, you ring up and you say that we've got them, so they're in safe hands, can you load them? Pretty sure that may not have.
So that they're loaded to a preset amount, are they?
No, they're not, well,
So they just ring them up individually, like say if someone wants to buy one and put 1,000 on it, they then ring
yeah,
and
the council
say
has to
load.
ring to say we've got the
And
cards.
then so it's 300 or 200, whatever, they load it.
So you're
Through
activating.
Mr. Mayor, I think they're the ones that Wiley Town load, I think, Paul might
Yeah,
be talking
they're-
about there. Because
Wiley
we have,
Town?
so you can buy in bulk, if you do a bulk one, Wiley Town, it's quicker to get them to load them. So I think it's the loaded Wiley Town ones.
To a preloaded amount, like to.
Yes, because we
Yeah.
might say we want 30 cards with $300
Yeah.
on them, something like that. But they're the ones. you're
Yeah, I'm
talking
pretty
about,
sure the ones all the staff have, that council hasn't rung to say we've got the cards. They're activate them now, pretty sure that might be right.
So they're not working,
Well, we've got them Friday.
No.
but we should have activated them before we hand them out. We need,
Or should have.
oh, should have, yeah.
Yeah, these staff ones are working as well.
That might be the issue, because where they tried to use them is a business that's registered for them, so. Just check that out.
But we're going to fix it. Find it, fix it.
Were any of them the digital ones? Have we tried any of them yet? Does anyone, you know, who will just,
No, Mr. Mayor.
Let them chase it.
I don't think that's.
We're still using, we've still got a stock of the old ones in the office that we're still using. When we load them in the office, yeah.
So have we moved to purchasing more, didn't we?
digital ones that you could use anywhere instead of the old ones only, you can't use them on tile readers or square readers?
We've got to supply the old ones that we're running out.
Should we offer a choice though? When someone comes in, say, look, you can have this one, but you can't use it everywhere, or you can have a digital one. And that's not a no-brainer because some people will still say, no, I want this because they don't have Apple Pay set up on their phones. But for those that do, I think we should offer both.
Yeah.
At the point of consumption, you offer which one they want because that's why we trialled the other one, was because we think it might be more versatile.
Do you, Mr. Mayor? Yes, I agree. Because a lot of people who get given a gift voucher, you want to be able to use it at somewhere where you wouldn't treat yourself, like a hairdresser or something like that. Something that is, more expensive than what you would be able to pay sometimes. And I think that would be the digital ones would be good. Yeah, that.
So the staff Wiley gift cards, we'll have to get them back and fix them up. Righto, what else?
Just one more comment, Mr Mayor. The radio advertisements that we've been playing, like for the Garden Expo and 12 Days of Christmas, maybe it would be useful to do radio advertising about the community consultation meetings. That way more people might actually, there's a lot of people that didn't really know it was on. Just might be another way, because we didn't do any advertising on radio for that, did we? The community consultation?
Not radio, but I believe there was letter drops done in some locations.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, well,
don't know
that's
about
a
all
good
locations,
idea.
but certainly
Yeah.
in some locations. Yeah.
Good idea.
Otherwise you get to people.
It just seems like it's really taken off that 12 Days of Christmas with. Is it due to just the radio, local? Yeah.
Local shops are promoting, anyone with a shop in
Yeah.
front has got promotions out there.
Sorry, Jenny, were you going to say something? Were you going to say something?
No, oh, thanks.
Okay. Can I please have somebody move that we receive the questions on notice responses, agenda item 4.1.1. Councillor Plum, seconded Councillor Gleeson, those in favour, 6-0. Questions on notice, Councillor Gleeson, for this month.
Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Hanson, Councillor Hart.
Through you, Mr Mayor, if we could get some more information on the timelines for our asset management plans. Because the main, questions asked in May and provided in June were that draft road and transport by the 30th of June 23 with finalisation this year, draft building and other structures and water, sewerage to be available by September or sooner for finalisation by the end of the year. We haven't seen much of either of them, and they will probably be a handy asset for the new council.
Sorry, I missed that, Councillor Arthur.
These.
Just a rescheduling or some information around the timelines for all of our asset management plans.
All right, thank you.
Councillor Plum.
No, Mr Mayor, I think the community consultations added to everything that was taken on notice. I'll leave it to that. A round up of those, hopefully we'll get them in an email or something sent to us at some stage, so we.
Summarising the community consultation.
But I believe that, yeah, they're.
Got to put out the Gazette.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Councillor Rogers.
Just wondering if we do have a spraying plan, or apparently there is a lot of goat heads and khaki bird just starting to appear in the showgrounds and the cemetery. So I don't know if we've got any sort of plan to. Had a couple of comments about it from locals. And then just follow up about the botanical gardens. Do we know, is it council are we responsible for that out there? Because I keep getting approached by a couple of people about it. I actually don't. Did anyone find out about it? Like, who actually is responsible?
Jenny, I'll meet with Mrs Chandler. What's Mrs Chandler's first name? Joyce.
It's not that botanical gardens.
No.
It's the one that's just out on the road. It's already established. It's been there for years.
Further
There's a
out.
big brown sign that says botanical gardens that way, and there's a car park.
Across the Alice River going towards Lakeport.
through you, Mr. Mayor, I did go and check that out after that was raised. I couldn't find the signage and everything down there. That was done as a part of a Grey Nomad project when it was a funded program under council. And
Like
there, I don't
the
know
big
if
signs,
there's ever,
Jenny.
yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I went down that road there. It's quite a bushy little
It's
track. isn't it?
overgrown
Yeah,
now, yeah.
it's a bush track, so.
But we
I
aren't,
don't-
we're not really, it's not a council, and like initiative. That's probably what.
It was an initiative done by a program that was council auspiced, I guess, the Grey Nomad project. But I don't know what was born out of that. They decided to do that down there.
Yeah.
And I don't recall, once that program finished, that there was anything put in documentation that council were to continue to maintain it.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, so
So
there's
it's more of a,
bushwalk.
It's a nothing really, like it doesn't, no one maintains it, takes ownership of it, it's a nothing.
It doesn't, yeah.
I was there before, like, so, I was there a couple of years ago and it was all fairly, it looked like it had been maintained, but that was
Who
during
owns
the
the land?
dry years.
Who owns the land?
Because through this, it's the one opposite Knock Penny, isn't it?
It's sort of
Yeah.
on that
Yeah,
fence
it's
line
out
there,
there.
Stockyard,
Yes.
I'd say, Mr Mayor.
It's on the
And
Stockyard.
there was little pathways and there was a couple of plaques that had been either stolen or missing, but the others were all there, but I can imagine after having 2 or 3 wet seasons, it'd be just, you'd probably be able to see anything. Yeah, and that's probably this gentleman that is wondering about it all the time.
So it's directly opposite,
I
not
haven't
many.
really got him
Yes.
the information to give him about, like, 'cause he keeps asking whether why aren't we maintaining it, but I don't really know a lot
I
about it.
couldn't find anything, and as I said, it was the hospice program that it was called a Grey Nomad program.
Just right off the beach.
But it's on the stock route, so it's definitely not a council asset.
It's not so stop. Where's the,
That's it.
is that going out of town?
No, it's town's up here.
This is town, yeah. It's after the Woodward.
Well, if it's opposite the Knocknenny turn off, yeah, that's Knocknenny there.
Yeah, so that's, where's Knocknenny?
That's Knocknenny, yes, yeah.
That, this is it. There's a car park. And
There must be a
just
young
walk
Kalani
around.
fence line nearly. You go in the Kalani fence lines there.
All stock route.
Mr Mayor,
It's a stop route.
Yeah,
So
Mr Mayor,
really
it's
it's not our responsibility.
100%.
it's on a stock route. When I first come to here, 20 years ago when I was mustering out at the Patrick, the accountant, Mr Jim Allpass, I had a discussion with him about it, and yeah, some aged persons got together and thought it'd be really good, and they went around and there's little cattle pads there, and in that, it's only a couple of acres, and it must be 35 different varieties of grass and bushes and trees, and they all had little name tags on. And people would pull up there and take their dog for a walk and walk around there and see the many various, every bit of grass and every bush had a name tag on it. And but that's, yeah, it's certainly not council.
So the only other thing was that after the community meetings, I had a request asking whether it would be possible for us to allow people to zoom in to those meetings if they're way out of town. For an opportunity, and I think it's a good idea, the more people we can get, the better. If it's possible.
Possible, in my experience, so the problem is when you've got one person on the end of it, unless there's a microphone in front of every speaker, they miss what's being said in the room. So you'd have to make it a worthwhile experience, you'd have to have everyone mic'd, councillors, staff, and then have a roving mic for all of the speakers. If they were all held as respectfully as this year's were, that's not hard to do. Like this year, everybody was quite respectful and took their time to speak and put their hand up, and So it's definitely technically very easy to do. It's just that you need to follow that process, or the person on the other end is going to get a very limited experience of what's actually being said.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously to doing it with zooming them into the rooms would be to have a number of Zoom-only community consultations. If you wanted to, where, say, we all sit in the boardroom here where we know it works,
And then they
and
have their own.
have a couple of slots where, so that you don't have to worry about broadcasting a room's worth of opinions, but we could do today and go, righto, we'll community consult from this time to this time, we'll be online, feel free to jump on. We could have the Zoom open from 5 o'clock until 8 o'clock, and we could all sit in here and have a feel.
And they can, they can even type their questions in there as well. How many people can?
Unlimited.
Unlimited, yeah, that's what I put.
So, but I mean, you probably wouldn't go unlimited time, because you'd end up, especially late at night, you could end up with alcohol-infected people. And it could get a little bit unruly, a little bit hard to manage for the mayor today. God bless her or his soul. But no, I really like the idea. I think I just thought of that on the run then. I think it would be better to do the Zooms when everyone's on the Zoom, because everyone then gets a similar experience. Whereas if you try and Zoom into a town hall like Muttaburra or Alpha, the echo effect is terrible. So the acoustics of the room then come into play just as much as anything else. But I think that's a good option to be worth pursuing. Whether it's some sort of forum with questions that can be typed, you could have it as a chat session, Dan, in Teams, couldn't you, rather than actually worrying about video conferencing.
Yeah.
Then you just read out the question to the group.
Well, like a webinar too, I guess.
Yeah, we're just trying to think of different ways to consult with the community, yeah.
Yep. Right, no more for any more? Councillor Gleeson, I thought I was going. Did I miss you? Sorry.
Mr Mayor, before we close the meeting, item number 3.7, notice of motion. It has been, I'd like to move a motion. It has been requested that the Mayor, because it's the last Christmas that the Mayor will have in this chamber, that the Mayor will dress in the Santa suit or the Secret Santa.
Well, I actually find your notice motion out of order, Councillor Gleeson. Presented it with the due notice as per the standing orders of local and regional councils, so, but I will put this in.
You can take it from the floor and
that helps.
get a vote.
I wondered where on the hell I'm thinking, Councillor, you know standing orders as well as I do. You can't present them on the day.
If Dan's voting on them,
You're voting and now you're out of order.
Dan's taking over.
Unreal. All right, very good. No more questions on notice or comments?
3.2.5.
Can we do that? Oh, yeah, the standing. Yes, we'll do that after we close. We'll have to.
You'll do this.
Actually, I'm not going to turn the camera off so that we've got a record of it.
Turf us out.
If everybody can leave, please, except staff and Councillor Gleeson, we'll convene the first meeting of the Policy Standing Committee. Delegated divisions. I don't know how you're going to minute this, Debbie, but if we've got a visual and audio record of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Kerry, will you like to give those guys 2 minutes for a short at 3 o'clock?
Yeah, you
Oh, it'd be helpful if I was looking at the right month's agenda. All right, Councillor Gleeson. Now, I declare the meeting open.
Mr Mayor, these resolutions in one, all policies in one block.
Yeah, but we can amend if we need to, but when we move the motion, move and second the motion, which is literally all you and I can do, and then vote on it, we'll do the whole lot in one block, if that makes sense. So just let me open them up.
Does Adele need to be here for this?
Dan can take it from here.
Right. So the meeting is open. Present is Councillors Gleeson and Dillon, the delegated committee for this purpose. Councillor Gleeson, do you have any prescribed conflicts of interest in any of these agenda items today?
No, Mr Mayor, as I mentioned before,
to do with the contractors, I just want to make it clear that up until this point, my daughter and son-in-law were on the vendor panels list, and I've been made aware that they are not.
They've withdrawn from that, so they're not, therefore affected by any of these policies.
So therefore, I'm not affected by it.
Okay, I don't have any either. The only sole item of business for today's meeting is the adoption of a number of policies to do with HR. Councillor Gleeson, do you have any questions for the officers about any of these policies?
I don't believe so. I think you're all reasonably clear and above board.
We've workshopped them.
Workshop them with me.
The only one that I thought had any formatting difference, but I understood the reason for that because it deals with principles and the others don't. It was the big blue writing in HR 005, the code of conduct. So I think drawing attention to that from a formatting perspective is a good thing. Other than that, the rest are consistent. So are you happy to move that, Councillor Gleeson?
Yes.
I'll second.
There is a policy.
Which one? Employee recognition. We've workshopped it, so we know exactly what it is.
Just endorsing. To a workshop though, you say it's not.
It's not in the
That
agenda.
your elements are down, throw it in. We haven't changed it from what was discussed in the workshop. From a council perspective, the recognition that the staff had on the Friday was very well received, and the difference being they get recognised when their milestone hits, not when they leave. So I think it's a really positive change to.
Especially if the gift cards work.
Yeah. So,
Sarcasm much, you think, Jenny?
we're not sure whether it's a staff's gift cards or someone else's. Or was it
No,
staff?
they know it's the staff.
Can I just ask a question, just to clear my mind up? With the drug and alcohol testing, if somebody has to have a drug or an alcohol test and they've proven to be positive,
A non-negative, it's called.
a non-negative, proven to be a non-negative, are the persons still getting paid until they have their second test?
Have to stood down on pay until.
And the first test and the second test are paid for by at no expense to the employee.
Not that I know. Subsequent ones have proven to be positive after official tests external, and they would then have to prove it to come back.
Thank you.
So, I'd like to move with that employee recognition one because we have actually already done it.
Yep, it's just a
One of the
Someone stealing a car. Yeah. And the car's locked. I'll just double check for you.
can't trust the crowd until.
They're all going to wonder what they pay their councillors for when they walk past and find 5 to 7 of them outside.
Why did the mayor eject them from the road? $20 there saying wouldn't happen in his day when he was mayor. That's not doing it.
Are they all on their phones?
Food, trees.
Exchanging numbers.
Numbers or photos?
Is operating inside the system, either of you could do a rates check for me, for rates and arrears. I'm looking for, I'm going to, no, I'm going to turn it off, I'm just going to give you the numbers.
Tom, doing a snake?
No, thank you. I had sweets a while ago and that's, that'll be the second time for the year, twice today.
I've got it here now.
From the friend, was that read them?
It's with a heap of others, it's like six.
No, I didn't send it.
Months that we can put up.
This just so they're in
So we
I
table
don't know where it went.
There's also
it. Sorry, table.
They just, yeah, in there, all pages, well over a year.
Never said I could give it to you. So I thought I sent it to you.
That's brought on the screen, is it?
I've just emailed it to you.
You don't know what's
I did rugby on.
you know, it's
Yeah.
I'll do that. Just sent it to you, Tom. I've just emailed it to you. I've just emailed it to you, Mr. Mayor.
Just for the record, that policy will need to be attached if possible, please, to the minutes, the others won't. And that report from Kerry with the minutes as well. Oh, I'll just quickly peruse it, but if it hasn't changed, it can be fine by then.
Maybe it was a recognition of the timelines, number of years.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm going to check, is just a bit down the bottom. Actual cash equivalents.
That was the change.
And then I'm going to say is, you think when it's published, we can put the heading for the table down one line. See how it falls over,
Okay.
just for a formatting thing. That way I've channeled councillor after the meeting without asking for him to be.
Had to shut my eyes, I will.
So just double check that table, councillor, please, and I think that's the key thing we need to make sure is as per workshop. So we've got 5 years pin, 10 years pin and a pen with a voucher to 100, 15 years pin multi-tool, voucher to 150, 20 years pin watch, voucher to 200, 25 years morning tea, pin and a gift, 300, 30 years morning tea or a barbecue, pin and a gift, 400, 35 years morning tea or a barbecue, pin and a gift, 500, 40, morning tea, the CEO present, 600, 45 years morning tea presentation, 700, 50 years morning tea presentation, 800. Tough to see that happening too often, but it's pretty rare. Like if someone's done 50 years under this policy, well, they'll have got a few gifts along the way, but really it's only a token anyway. Like if you add you've obviously got all of that, so if you add it up, you get a couple of
Someone starts here and they last 50 years as a...
if someone does the whole 50 years within this policy, well, yeah, they're going to pick up a couple of grand in incentives, but God bless them for being here for that long, I reckon.
Through Chair, we've got 2 employees, one of 48 and one of 47 years of service currently. So
He's actually his 49th year.
Yeah.
Gee, Mr. Mayor, what were the monetary values, did you say, for those years?
Which years?
So like your 40 years?
40 years, the monetary value 600.
No, I don't think that's what the gift cards are.
No, it's being adjusted because of the group policy, yeah.
So 600 there, 45 is 700.
That's not what the gift cards are.
through the Chair, the cards were done, we were still working on the $10 per year all the way through. So
Right.
there is an adjustment we've got to do for those staff that are 20 years and above.
So,
No advice from us.
so because we are implementing this, because we're implementing this 5 days after we've handed them out, we can
We'll do an
Yeah,
adjustment.
we're endorsing
we
it.
can make an adjustment.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's the...
There was an oversight at the time, Mr Mayor, when we put those cards together, and we noticed that last week, so we
Okay.
contacting
Addressed
the
it.
staff. Well,
So-
we haven't addressed it yet.
So the 25 years, so the 20 years under both versions, we're going to get 200.
Yeah.
But then the 25 are now getting 300. Well, those that got 25-year ones will have to be adjusted, and so will the 30 and 35-year ones. Is that right?
That's correct, yep.
And there was one 40-year one, was it?
That was for the one that received the special recognition issue.
Oh, but then there's the others.
That have already received and taken.
Right. Okay.
That was the catch up, the retrospective stuff.
So there will be an adjustment.
Right. The annual gifts covered. Okay. Gift register.
That covers gifts outside of the book.
Can I ask,
Yeah, go. Yep.
ask a question?
And you and I here.
Jenny, you happy, if you don't mind, through Mr Mayor, happy with the adjustment? Is that what we,
Through Mr Mayor, we haven't seen the policy.
one of the, go back, Mr Mayor, that we had lots of conversations about the contractors with their clothing, long pants. If it's in our policy, the Director of Works or the CEO can and should implement those.
Effective, whenever this policy becomes effective, which will be tomorrow. Probably not quite that quick, but yes, that's right. So that is HR 007.
Yeah, page 307. Item number 516 has got contractors.
Yep.
We did have long, lengthy discussions about it, but where you're happy to, I'm happy to pass that. I know that there's contractors out there that won't be happy about it, but
Oh, look, at the end of the day, the advice that we were very clearly given, and I don't want to walk back from, was around safety. I've got my own personal thoughts about that, but it would be acting contrary to the advice and potentially exposing council to legal, or providing an unfair avenue for legal exposure if you and I elected to disregard the officer's very clear advice, and it wasn't just one, it was two. So whilst I personally have misgivings, professionally I don't find that I've got any way. I have to follow the advice and pass the policy, or I'm exposing council down the track. I just wish them all the very best with it. As I say, they said at the outset, I've got no problem with doing it for our staff. But I see the problem when we've got a limited pool of contractors available to us that actually don't need us. But anyway, if we think we can keep them inside the tent with a bit of education, and good luck. Thank you. All right. I'll come to us HR 008. The drug and alcohol policy you asked a question about, study and training was as presented. Yep. Any more questions?
Just the other point of note, Mr Mayor, is those two policies that are being rescinded in the resolution.
Yep.
The prevention of workplace bullying policy has been included in the equal opportunity employment discrimination, bullying, harassment and psychosocial hazard policy. That's all sort of been wrapped into one now, so combining a couple of policies together. So it's just, I suppose, because we are updating effectively HR 002, HR 003 policy no longer needs to exist, and the same with HR 009, the gift of benefit policy has been rolled into that employee recognition policy. So.
And that's part of the framework where there's duplication.
Right, I'm good with that. You're happy too?
yes, thank you.
Righto, put it to the vote, those in favour? Carried, 2-0. I now close this meeting of the delegated step. 2:30 Patrick's the leave. They can come back in, we're done.
All done.
So.
I've already been down. I'm already down
Meeting's still on.
She's just included everybody that so morning. Okay, Karen.
The meeting's still live.
Oh, sorry, we will close it now.